so far when we look at that second step, or the second criteria for a good argument, remember it's going to be a strong argument, it was that we needed good premises. That is, all of the premises had to be good. The idea is in evaluating the argument, we're first going to worry about the connection between the premises and the conclusion, whether it's well formed. And the second thing we're going to worry about is, are the premises good? And to this point, we have been using, for that second step, are the premises true? But I think that's not, it was nice to use kind of as a rough and ready idea, but that's not 100% right, and we're going to now refine that concept a little bit by considering the following. Now, think about the proposition that the number of people in Independence Hall in Philadelphia at noon on July 4th, 1776 was even, and consider second proposition B1, the number of people in Independence Hall, same place, same time, was odd. What we know about this is either A1 is true, or B1 is true. Now, using that, let's take a look at two arguments. First one starts with the first premise, A1, that the number was even. Second premise here, all even numbers are evenly divisible by 2. Truth of mathematics, the definition of even number. We can conclude, A3, that the number of people in Independence Hall in Philadelphia at noon on July 4th, 1776 is evenly divisible by 2. Okay, there's one argument, argument A. Now let's look at argument B, which is basically the same argument, except we're going to switch, the number to be odd, and we're going to switch that second premise to be all odd numbers are not evenly divisible by 2, which we know because all odd numbers are not even, and the even ones are the ones that are evenly divisible by 2. That's why they're even numbers, right? So the conclusion that we can draw is that the number of people in Independence Hall at noon on July 1776 is not evenly divisible by 2. Now, both arguments are valid. The pattern of the argument is one of our valid patterns. All A's are B's, X is an A, therefore X is a B. So we do have the well-formed, the good connection between the premises and the conclusion. Now, the second criteria of a good argument or a sound argument was all of the premises of one of the two are true, right? I mean, we don't know if the number is even or odd. Maybe God knows which one it is, but he hasn't confided in us. So we know that one of those two arguments has all true premises. Well, but is the argument that has all true premises a good one? And the answer obviously is no. And let's look at that principle of rational belief. If a person's evidence concerning a proposition supports that proposition, then it's rational for the person to believe it. If the person's evidence goes against the proposition, it's rational for the person to disbelieve it. And finally, if the person's evidence is neutral, then it's rational for the person to suspend judgment concerning the proposition. Well, is the argument that has all true propositions a good one? A good argument makes us rational in believing its conclusion. It provides one with reason or evidence to believe its conclusion. And remember, rational belief, we just went over those principles. Rational belief is relative to the person's evidence, to the evidence, the reasons that the person has for believing it. So now, is it rational for us to believe A1? Is it rational for us to believe A2? No, right? We don't have any evidence to go in favor or against either of these. We should suspend judgment. So if we're supposed to suspend judgment, even though the argument is a valid argument, it's well formed, it has a good connection between the premises and the conclusion, it's not good enough to make us rational to believe the conclusion, right? Because we don't know which of these two arguments is the good one.